Hello and welcome everybody to 2005. In 2005, Phil Mickelson won the Masters. Tiger Woods was overhauling his swing to take pressure off of his left knee. Taylormade comes out with this. Why this? There's a story behind it. There's some history related to this in the vintage world. In 1999, Callaway comes out with these. The Callaway Hawkeye. Ultra premium titanium. These were over $1,000 a set in 1999. It blew everybody's mind. They're like, oh, what? Premium golf? Luxury golf from Callaway? And so people were snatching these up. People with money were snatching these up. Let's phrase it that way. And this was kind of the flagship that everybody wanted. And even if you couldn't afford these, people still wanted Callaway irons because of this iron. Yep, we want to be associated with that brand that makes the premium flagship model. So 5 years later, Taylormade is like, we want a part of that action. We're going to make an ultra premium set. Is it made out of titanium? No, but it has some tungsten weights in it and it's pretty. And the Hawkeye kind of established the shape. You can see here kind of this like muscly cavity look, and that's what the RAC has. That's pretty interesting. Speaking of, let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. We're actually going to look through the 2005 Taylormade catalog. Several ways to recognize it. One is the shape. It is this large muscle cavity back style design. We've seen stuff like this before. The giveaway here is there are these 5 tungsten weights with this clear cover on it. It says RAC here in the cavity. And if we look on the hosel, that's really where it actually says Taylormade, and then you see the CGB right here on the hosel. This particular one has a 2-ring silver ferrule here. Back to the head. So it is interesting when we look at the toe profile here, large sole with the iron number up there. And then there's tons of offset here, big head, round, bulbous, pretty straightforward face. If you look closely, this is famously one of the clubs where they put a thin face on, so it's actually a separate material. And you can actually see the difference in the material between this like high gloss frame and the actual milled face as they describe it. They're not advertising titanium or anything interesting here, just milled face, thin. And supposedly that's what you're seeing back here is that milled face. So a separate piece they attached here. That's pretty interesting and something a little detail that you can notice. So looking up, the hosel here, ferrule, we get to the shaft, which is heavily branded from Taylormade, of course. Taylormade, regular flex. All of this branding, I put the sticker on here to remind me of the year. This one has Golf Pride multi-compound grip on it. Pretty straightforward, but a very forgiveness-looking head. Looking down at this, it looks like something that is there to help you. But is it? Let's get this out on the range and see how it feels after we have a quick look at the catalog. I do this in other videos. I want each video to be a standalone video, so I'm going to do it again here, okay? So this is the RAC. This is the 2005 corporate catalog here, okay? Product catalog. So let's just step through this. You can see R7 was big at the time, customizable, and this was a big deal. One of the first really user-friendly customizable heads where you could actually use weights and do it in an elegant way instead of just slapping some lead tape on random points of the driver. The R5 Dual was the new one. We don't need 4 weights, let's just do 2. Now there's all kinds of adjustments. The V-Steel, still in production. This was one of the amazing 3-woods. People still use these. People still talk about these. I still have mine. It's not in the bag at the moment, but I still have it. These hybrids, these rescues were super popular. More information about the RAC stuff going on here. There it is right there, the CGB irons you can see here. They call it pull face construction. The milled club face is created separately from the body. So pretty interesting. You can see all the tech advertising right here. And then the OS, the LT, the HT, the TP forged irons. These were almost as expensive. The most expensive ones, as I recall, were the CGB irons. These I was seeing in stores at over $1,000 a set. And the TP were right around there, but usually the ones that I saw, these were very expensive. So pretty cool, the TP forged irons. Those are super awesome too. Then we get to the wedges. I'm just going to flip through the rest of this catalog so you can get a sense for what's going on in 2005. Rasa putters. Look at this whole lineup of putters. What's missing? The spider putter. Some awesome, awesome stuff here. Look at these bags. All sorts of interesting stuff. Do you want a beanie? Oh, look, dual canopy umbrellas. Go Taylormade. All their whole brand of no TP5 at the moment. Yeah, this is really interesting. And here are all sorts of charts of things. Quad drivers, dual drivers, fairway woods, rescue mid. And if you can see all the data here, pause the video. I'm not even sure if that's going to be in focus. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see it. But here's the CGB irons where they give you things like the loft, the lie, offset, you know, stuff about the shaft. Swing weight's all D0, then it gets to D1s, D3s down here with the wedges. Taylormade, the grip, Taylormade TNG. Cool. All right, well, that's more information than anybody ever wanted. And there you go. Really cool Taylormade catalog. Let's get on the range and see how it feels.
RAC CGB. Are you kidding me? The RAC by Taylormade. This is one of the, in my mind, one of the greatest runs ever of any iron ever. It's just like they came out with banger after banger. It was like RAC LT, RAC, and then with this, to me, all right, we're gonna just jump to this one. The CGB. Am I saying that right? I always get the B and the G confused. CGB. Just to me, when these were out, these were just the gold standard, the pinnacle of like jewelry level, all-time favorite looking iron that Taylormade ever made, ever. The Tiger Woods blades, all right, but I mean, you know what I mean. These are just absolutely stunning. And when they came out, I just thought that that's it. They're never going to make an iron better than this, ever. I mean, it just looked so inviting to hit and so cool with these 5 little weights back here that were visible. I mean, come on. How could you possibly ask for more? It was just absolutely a stunning, stunning release. Not to mention all the other ones that are associated with the RAC brand. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Let's hit one and see if they're as forgiving as they look. Look at that. There is a wind off the right. Probably enhanced my draw. So I zapped that 200-yard marker, and it was 184 yards from where I'm standing. So that's what we're looking at distance-wise. So yeah, oh my goodness, it felt good. It felt like a good strike. I don't want to use the word numb, but I just barely hit some Hogan blades. And this didn't give me any feedback at all. And from the look of my strike, it was 0.5 centimeter toey, for what it's worth. Let's just take one more little swing here, see how it feels. Oh, it feels so good. That's kind of my natural shape, very often. I want to see if I can. This is where I risk shanking one. If I do shank one, trust me, I will leave it in the video because I think it's funny. I know when we do it on the course. So that strike was clean, straight out of the middle. Like, that was beautiful. So I'm going to try to fade one a little bit into this wind, and we'll see if I can pull that off. With such a large, massive iron. So I kind of pushed I kind of pushed that one. As far as the shape goes, it held up nicely into the wind. I don't know if I'd call it a fade or a push, but judge for yourself. It wasn't going to go around any sort of tree. There was a wind there too. And then I'm afraid to try to draw one. If I go into my draw, yeah, then that's just a snap hook. The wind is just going to amplify that off. Earlier there were some turkeys, some wild turkeys out there on that side of the range. They chased them off, so I'm not threatening anything there. So it is a big chunker forgiving iron. It's huge. It feels good. It feels like a big forgiveness iron. Plus, look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I love this thing. So this is exactly what I expected it to be. It could use a polish, but I mean, it's beautiful. Let me know your thoughts, memories. Taylormade RAC CGB. Was the RAC the greatest short little sprint of iron models ever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Needless to say, this feels like a big forgiveness iron. That's just how it feels. Now, quick comparison, compared to the original Hawkeye, this doesn't look as bulbous, but it is a pretty large looking head. Rounded toe, kind of a bigger top line, lots of offset there. This is something that you just look down at and you're like, okay, this is what we're going to be rocking today. So it feels very good. And more importantly, I think this is the key takeaway, is it looked really cool for the time. On the used market, you can find these at what I would say is a reasonable used price, all right? It's not like any sort of like outrageous like collector item. A good condition set of the TP forged, the RAC TP forged irons command more of a premium than these, and they were cheaper at the time. And so it's also hard to find those in good condition because they were forged. Anyway, you get the idea. So these, the way that they've aged, the yellowing, and now when you look at them, they don't look world beating like they did back then. Now people have amazing technology with the new P series. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. The RAC at the time was just like, it blew my mind about what an incredible line of clubs it was. You had the RAC LT and the OS and the HT and the CGB. And it was so cool. It was just like they stood out in the crowd, it's a crowded space with all the golf clubs coming out as just like the desirable, interesting, pretty ones. And so for me, I was just like, oh, wow, these are amazing. And I always wanted some. With modern sets, so the making of this video, it's 2026. What are brands? When you think of what's the best line of irons, people will say the T series from Titleist. People say the P series, the 770, the 790 from Taylormade. There's a bunch that are, to me, kind of stand out as like really interesting. Some people love Mizuno, the ones that on my level, I'm like an 8-9 handicapper. People always talk about the JPXs, right? Oh, the JPX line. So really interesting looking back in history at just like what was going on with Taylormade and why this, because of things like this. And it's all just kind of just keeps, the ball just keeps rolling forward to where we are today. So this is an important part of golf history about how to make money, how to market, how to build your company and build your brand. So very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Now, as an implement that I want to play, I could absolutely build a set around these, 100%. Just, is it this or is it the forged? This is, I would say, is my favorite right now. When you're talking about what in my memory, and this is what this channel is about, the X factor. And for me, it's nostalgia. When I think back about that era, yes, you know, we had the X16 Callaway irons, which I thought were amazing with the blue. But this, at the time, might have been what I would have said was the most desirable club. Now, me looking back, is that true? No, the TP Forged, the RAC TP Forged, kind of a little bit more. But these were just my favorite, and maybe still is my favorite to look at, and just the idea behind it. It's so cool. Very similar to 5 years previous when they were coming out with stuff like this, obviously a couple years after they came out with the VFT, but the Callaway VFT. So yes, yes, yes. To me, this checks all the boxes. It's super cool. To me, that's the X factor. Just like I want it emotionally. It's so cool. And it's just a big forgiveness iron. I can hit it well. It's well made. It's made by Taylormade and it's well made. So yes to all of those. Right now, until you can convince me, my audience is very intelligent, until you can convince me there's something more interesting in 2005 that I need more than these, this is at the top of my mid-2000s list of clubs I would build around. Sure, give me an R7 and this, really cool iron. I'm excited to hear your thoughts and memories about the RAC line, in particular, the CGB irons. Thank you to all the people on Patreon who support this channel. It means so much that we're in this together, and together we've created the largest video catalog of vintage golf equipment on YouTube. So thank you to all the people on Patreon who have helped this channel. Another way you can support this channel is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. There are some golf accessories in that shop. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. That's how it helps this channel. Stay tuned for some simulator data here at the end. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I am the Vintage Golfer.